That closing ceremony was, I initiated that we needed to do something. And so we had...
I have to ask, what did you think was going to happen to the school from then on? Because it became a Westinghouse.
It was Westinghouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't as big a cynic as I am now about bottom line thinking.
Sure.
I'm very, very clear on that now. But I thought it was about money. Yeah. You know, it wasn't about kids, not at all. Because I had never seen a more effective staff. Len Hansen, Mike Laurel, Mike Mulvihill.
Mr. Hansen.
Wonderful
man.
There were two Hansens,
yes.
Right? You're talking about, yeah. I know. Bless his soul, too. And English and social studies shared office, right? We're connected offices, so we were united before they ever started saying, oh, we should combine this.
Yes.
We were already doing it because we liked each other and we were friends. And we were friends with the art people. You know, Jerry Strong was there. And we were friends with foreign language people. You know, Loretta, who later became Loretta Strong. I forget what her main name was. Anyway, the connections there, I think I will never forget. And it was really the worst possible thing that the Fremont Union High School District could have done, other than their bottom line maybe, was to break that up, because we knew how to work with those kids, and they trusted us. It was the best.
Sunnyvale High has been very important in your life.
Actually, it has, although I'm not a joiner, I guess. You know, I mean, I look at the page. I don't go to a lot of the things. Although Bob Haig,
yeah,
my firecracker friend,
yes.
He told you the story?
No.
Yeah, he set a firecracker off in front of my classroom.
Oh, yes. I followed that thread.
Yes.
And
yeah, he set it off, and I said to him, and he remembers.
You got a tongue lashing.
He did, but what I said to him was, and because I'm a new teacher, I said, you know, this is just so beyond stupid. I can't even take you to the principal, because what am I going to say?
and as a case, this is sounding pretty good.
Yeah, but he was, no, I can still remember the look on his face. But what he has said since then, you know, is he uses the tongue lashing to run his classes as fire marshal and hazmat guy, if you can believe that, right?
Actually, he took lemons and made firecracker lemonade.
Made a career out of it. Anyway.
Well, I've enjoyed this thoroughly.
Thank you. I'm sorry to have been so.
No. This you're very eloquent, and you've, as I said, there's a handful of people like Steve McCune and Eric Paulson that were students, and then faculty at Sunnyvale High, which makes you unique. I'm going to ask you some quick questions. Your favorite movie, or movies, couple movies. Since you did mention, you know, that you did that thing in the 80s. Something that you could watch on TV. Comes up, you got to watch it.
In and Out.
It's a movie on hamburgers. What the heck is In and Out?
Kevin Kline. Joan Cusack.
John's sister.
He, a student, wins an Academy Award as an actor after having graduated from high school.
Sure. And
he says, I want to thank, you know, Mr. Brackett, and he's gay.
Is that the name of that movie?
Yes, In and Out.
I love that.
That movie to me is hilarious every time. I love it. More recently, I love Guardians of the Galaxies, all of the Marvel ones I really enjoy. I do like martial arts movies, sensible ones.
Music. The music in the 60s, the music that you listen to in the early
still,
60s.
Yes.
Well,
it's still my college days music.
Name some songs that you hear and it takes you right back.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, anything.
Yep.
Joni Mitchell, anything. Pure Prairie League, Creedence Clearwater.
John Fogerty.
Yeah, John Fogerty.
Fortunate Son.
Leon Russell.
Oh yeah.
Joe Cocker. The Stony Times, frankly.
Joe Cocker.
The previous.
Joe Cocker in Woodstock. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
What was he on?
But
What would you do if I sang out of tune?
But then, anyway, just that whole, frankly, my favorite era.
Yes.
It was a good time for me. I think I peaked somewhere around 25. I came to the realization, I'm good. I'm good with this. I'm okay. And then it went downhill from there. But there was a moment, there was that.
So
moment.
your autobiography is going to be I peaked at 25, or is it?
No, it's going to be Who's My Daddy?
Who's your daddy? So Sharon, if you had to read one book on a weekend away to the beach, what book would you take with you?
Oh my. Well, I do love mysteries.
Yes.
My favorite of late has been Louise Penny's series of Gamache, who is Quebecoise, and so there's this conflict between the English and the French, but she works in, I also love Ian Rankin. He works in popular music all the time. So those would be the mysteries. If I were going to read a real book...
Unless you're reading books, there's some people that don't read.
I would like to say, I have belonged to a book club for 31 years.
There you go.
Yes, and it's the same books. So we're doing good. Mostly it's for drinking and eating. Anyway.
The top 3 places that you have traveled to that you were just blown away with.
Well, I went to Machu Picchu. I went to Peru. I just got back from Spain. I went on a volunteer dental trip. I ran the autoclave, which was really just pressure cookers. Mm-hmm. I went to Ecuador. I might go there another time a year. But my favorites, I think, really Caribbean islands. I will just put those in a lump. Aruba, Grand Cayman. I liked Belize, but really top, Peru, Spain, I think would probably be up there.
We'll end on this. 3 sayings that have gotten you through life. 3 mantras that, as a teacher and as a student, you've got a lot of them. And I know you just looked down at that one right there.
This one I had to have. It had to remind me. By the way, I meant to mention I also loved living on Guam.
Nice. So what you looked at says...
It is what it is.
I didn't know that was the same. I thought you were just making... No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Give me 2 more. I'll give you mine. We measure wealth in different ways. People get carried away with wealth, and friendships and relationships and experiences trump. Oh, edit that word out. We weren't going to go political.
Don't look back, something might be gaining on you.
That's
So
good.
that's your Satchel Paige.
And I think big time with Satchel Paige.
You
I
haven't
love
heard-
that. Which was
see-
I thought you were going to go Robert Zimmerman, but
Satchel
look
Paige.
at that Satchel Paige.
And
Bob Dylan, by the way, for those people who said, "Who the hell is Bob Zimmerman?" From Duluth, Minnesota. Look at me showing off.
look at you. All baseball trivia.
Oh, I love baseball. That was my first love. I emigrated from Scotland when I was 9 years old in '58. Fell in love with the Giants in '59. McCovey was Rookie of the Year, and Willie Mays is the man. And I just love baseball.
So were you Giants all the time?
All the time. Willie Mays, McCovey, Cepeda, Marichal, Gaylord Perry, I could go on and on. When they won 3 titles out of 5 years, I thought, all right, if the Warriors win a couple, I'm good to go. Warriors have won 3, I'm good to go. Anyway. Well, this has been a treat.
Thank you very much.
So what would you like to say in closing as you look into that, wait, which camera? That camera as we were both on it. Sunnyvale High people,
I really appreciate the community that's been created by the Sunnyvale High School graduates because they sustain the same sense of community that existed when I was a student there, although I was new to that community, and then later, certainly as a teacher. I very, very much appreciate those of you who continue to sustain that feeling of connectedness.
Sharon Francis Shull has spoken.
Thank you, yes.
Hold on a second here.
That's not too hokey.
Class of 62. Class of 63. What do we got here? Ooh, 65. That's your graduation year.
Yeah, and this is 64.
Oh, that's 64.
That's
which
64.
Which has one of the all-time great pictures.
This is 65.
65.
And if you look at one of them, doesn't have to be in
Sure.
your thing. I wanted to show you.
Oh, we're getting it. We're getting it. Hold on a second.
This is Pam. I wish I could think of her last name.
Hold on. So here we go. There's the senior lawn. Which yearbook is it again?
That's 63.
63.
See.
And look at this gal. How classic is that? Now, who's peeking in over your shoulder?
That's Pam. I can't think of her last name. Her sister's name was Llewellyn. What's her last name? And I was telling Dawes, Llewellyn had a boyfriend named Betancourt.
Betancourt sounds familiar.
And we used to cruise. This is the kind of people I hung out with. And competition.
So here we are shooting from Sharon's apartment. And as we back out, there's Walt's Bike Shop. And there's Sunnyvale. And there's Murphy Avenue a little bit. And here we are. Sunnyvale High School class of 1965.